Welcome to the Real Estate Pros Show, where we interview real estate investing professionals from coast to coast, as well as the service providers that serve the real estate investing industry. Our goal is simple: share what's working now to help you improve and scale your business to the next level and meet the pros that can help you get there. Real Estate Pros is powered by Investor Fuel, America's leader in helping real estate investors and professionals build the business you need to live the life you've always dreamed of. Let's start today's show. Property insurance for real estate investors doesn't have to be difficult, but it does need to be there to protect you when you need it. MyInvestorInsurance.com not only provides insurance at 15 to 30% cheaper than traditional agencies, it's built specifically for real estate investors like you. You can set up an account in about 2 minutes, get quotes on properties, turn on and turn off insurance for your fix and flip or rental properties in around 2 minutes without having to talk to anyone directly, all through our portal. There's no better way or faster way to make sure you've got the coverage you need to protect you, and no more lengthy policies either. Once you're set up, you're billed monthly and prorated by the day for however long your policy is active. It's powered by MSI, the third largest independent MGA, with 1.5 million customers and more than $1 billion in cumulative premiums written. Get set up today in about 2 minutes at myinvestorinsurance.com/fuel.
Hey guys, welcome back to the show. I'm John Harcar, your host. I'm here today with Jamie Knight, and what we're going to talk about is how to work with local banks for your real estate or your investing or your traditional real estate business. Remember, guys, here at Investor Fuel, we help real estate investors, service providers, and really all real estate entrepreneurs 2 to 5x your business. And that's by providing tools and resources to grow the business you want to grow, which in turn helps you live the life you've always dreamed of. So, Jamie, welcome to the show.
John, thank you so much for having me, brother. Excited to be on, man.
Yeah, me too, man. And I'm super excited to kind of talk and learn more. But before we kind of get into the weeds of all the stuff that, you and I maybe talked about before we got on, tell our audience a little bit about you, how you got into real estate, what you're doing now, how you got here.
Awesome, John. Yeah, so I just celebrated my 20th year in the real estate business as a realtor. Thank you. As a realtor here in Lafayette, Louisiana. I'm down here in the Deep South. I started my journey in real estate because I thought that I wanted to be a real estate investor. And I had a friend that had reached out to me and he said, man, if you want to be a real estate investor, you want to do flips, you want to buy rental properties, you need to just get your real estate license. That's the best way to learn the market. And if you find opportunities, you can pay yourself a commission. So that was the core of why I got into the real estate business. And I really have had the opportunity to purchase several flips and opportunities through the years. I own quite a few rental properties and different things here locally. And I still feel like real estate is a great investment tool to grow your personal brand and your network and your income and your family. And we can get into some of the challenges that we have here locally in Louisiana. If there's anybody who's in the South, I'm sure you guys are having some challenges. But yeah, I'm happy to go wherever you want to go, John.
Cool. Yeah. Now let's go back. Why real estate? What were you doing before real estate? Or have you been doing real estate your entire life?
So I actually was a mobile DJ, and I DJ'd for some nightclubs here locally, and had a lot of fun doing that. And I just felt like the club was not the right place for me with a young family. So I graduated from the local university here in Louisiana. I'm a raging Cajun, so I graduated in industrial technology. State. Yeah. Not LSU. UL. So basically, University of Louisiana at Lafayette. It's a little different. Cajuns and Tigers are a little different.
That's right. Yeah.
A little different, but man, yeah. So graduated from the local university in industrial technology, and just at the time, man, here in Louisiana, oil field is big. So I just said, man, I'm either going work in the oil field or I'm doing something here locally. And when I had the opportunity to get my license, I said, I'm going to just give that a try. And 20 years later, here we are. So kind of a crazy,
So
crazy journey.
what gravitated you, I mean, you obviously you had established yourself as a realtor. And in those times, I'm sure you had a lot of opportunities for investments, but why did it take so long for you to gravitate towards the investor side?
Stop living on an island and join the #1 mastermind in America for professional real estate investors. Investor Fuel is a community of hundreds of the nation's top investors working together to build stronger businesses and better lives. In addition to the amazing community of real estate investors acting as a board of advisors for one another, Investor Fuel members have access to 100% funding on purchase and repairs for our members only, a health insurance program, and benefits and discounts that more than pays for the membership of most of our members, meaning it's actually costing you money to not be a member of Investor Fuel. If you're looking to scale your business and build a business that allows you to live the life of your dreams, please visit investorfuel.com today and book a call with our team.
Well, I invested quite early when I got my real estate license. I probably within the first two years or so purchased my first home, right? So I started investing right early in my career. I purchased my first home. That was the first. My wife was like, we can't buy a rental before we buy our own house. So we bought our first house, and we base everything in Louisiana off of when hurricanes passed. So Hurricane Katrina, which was the largest hurricane to hit the state of Louisiana, passed, and we purchased our first home, the day Hurricane Katrina passed in Louisiana. Did a lot of damage in New Orleans, but our area wasn't that affected. But around that time, I purchased my first home, purchased my first rental home around about that time, because I was so anxious to get the ball rolling with investing, man. And then I just basically used that equity that I had in that first rental home to be able to buy another, then buy another and another and another and another, and just continue to acquire real estate that way, which also allowed me to do flips and all of those other investments, man. So that's really how I started. And I would probably say I'd been investing in real estate for probably about 15 years and had a lot of success in that up until kind of recently. And I can kind of go into a little bit more, if you'd like, of why I'm starting to kind of be very selective about what I'm investing in right now in the South. So.
Yeah, no, well, yeah, we'll definitely talk about that. I just had a quick question. What do you like the best, being a realtor, doing a flip, or being a landlord?
Man, I don't know many people that say they enjoy being a landlord, man. I mean, that's a tough call, right? They dealing with tenants, man. I don't know. I've started to turn a little bit of my really nicer ones over to management and having a really affordable between a 5 and 7% cost per month for me to have professional management that handles everything from collecting payments, screening tenants, all of those things. So I do have quite a few that I manage myself, but they're just people have been with me forever. Sure. And they know how I operate, so I get the business. But to answer your question, obviously I think I enjoy being a realtor best of all of those things, because at its core, I just feel like I can really help more people. And in this new model that I'm in at my current brokerage, I have the opportunity to help more realtors achieve their goals by using my experience in the business and also just kind of helping them grow their business, man. Sure. Talking about things that work, talking about things that don't work, strategies that work. So yeah, so for me, I think the best thing I enjoy doing is being a realtor. So to answer your question in a long form.
Yeah, no, that's awesome. And there's a lot of folks that are realtors that have transcended into some other things. And I just like to find out, kind of, because some people have that motivation to swing a hammer. I don't. Some people like the mailbox money. I do. Yeah. So, what do you think have been some of your biggest challenges in the whole real estate game getting into this thing, and maybe challenges as of late? You've been through a lot of the market shift.
Yeah, for sure. I think the biggest challenges that we face right now in the South, and I think people who are maybe listening in Florida and other states that have very high homeowners insurance and high costs, but the double whammy that I've been hit with as of recent is I had some debt position go from 5% to 10% on a recent rate relock, right, with a local bank. So, man, that was just a really big hit. And now I've been owning these properties for a while. So you kind of are at a weird spot, right, where you're at the tail end of your interest payments, but yet you're at a point now where you're saying, okay, now the payments kind of has cut in a lot to my profit. So
Right.
If you're looking for consistent, high-quality leads, look no further than Investor Machine. Investor Machine isn't just another agency. It's the most sophisticated, data-driven lead generation company on the planet for real estate investors, and serves the role of being not just a lead generator for your business, but a marketing partner that is helping you achieve your goals along the way. Go to investormachine.com to learn more and schedule a call with our team today.
I know a lot of investors that are out there right now can resonate with this, because over the past few years, interest rates have been very attractive for investors. And I mean, I have debt, 5-6%. I mean, I thought that was reasonable. 7% still in the reasonable range. But when that local bank hit me with the 10%, I'm just like,
that's
man,
huge.
that's huge. That's a big difference to go from 5% to 10, and that really cuts into your profit margins, man. So thankfully, I've owned these things for a long time, so I have a great equity position, and some of them I'm currently in the process of moving some things around, selling off some real estate, and moving it into a 1031 exchange. Right now, I'm in the process of doing that a few times. So that's where I'm at. But the double whammy, we talked about two things, but the insurance cost, man, the insurance cost on these things in Louisiana, in Florida, in some of these Gulf states, man, with the storms that we've been having, we are absolutely getting murdered on these things. It's horrible. I mean, I've just for an example, starting the policies on some of these single family homes, I might have started at a $600 to $800 a year cost in insurance. I'm up to probably a $3,000 cost to insure on these little small $60,000, $80,000 houses, man. And they've got these things, force coverage of up to $350,000, man. So, I mean, look, if these things burn down, I mean, the insurance companies are going to be in a bind, because I'm looking for that whole $350,000 coverage that you're making me cover these things for. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's crazy. That's the struggle that I'm dealing with in the investment side of things.
So what does your business look like now? Like, how many properties are you holding? Are you focusing more on real estate versus or traditional versus investing?
So I've probably sold and flipped probably 10 to 20 properties, somewhere in there. I'm pretty much a guy, like, I see the opportunity and I take the opportunity that comes across my desk as a realtor. I think that's as realtors, if there are any realtors out there, obviously they should be positioning themselves to take advantage of the opportunity that's in front of them, right? And that's to buy real estate, because you know it better than anyone else does. So I would say, as far as flips, I'm not doing as many flips as I used to do. Now, I'll still kind of pick up one or two a year to do a flip on. I'm not really getting into flips. Rental-wise, I've probably owned 30 houses or so, and then now I'm kind of shaving that down with some of the costs being really high, and just kind of little risk down to, I'm not even sure what I'm going to kind of shave that down to, but I'm in the process, which is crazy. I'm in the process of actually liquidating a few of my rental properties, just because in our world right now, it's tough. It's tough to make profit, and I'm not going to be left holding the bag, I guess, when it comes down to profits and stuff like that. In regards to just like the total profit that I'm making for a house, I like to be probably $200 or $300 a month profit on these things. And now with the expenses, it's brought me down to maybe $100 a month profit. And man, if you get a hot water tank go out, or if you get a refrigerator go out, man, you're in the red, So that's just that's where I'm at. And that's where, unfortunately, what I'm forced, I feel like I'm just being forced to make that decision, because I'm in a state that has really high insurance, and then I got hit with some debt position. So I know that wasn't exactly the perfect answer, but that's kind of the pulse of where we are in the South right now. And I know people are listening to this and they're like, man, Jamie, I hear you, dude. It is tough out there in the South.
So what advice could you give? I mean, what type of recommendations for folks? I mean, one thing I like to, and we'll talk about this maybe first, is I like the fact that you're a realtor that understands investment, right? And let's say there's a bunch of realtors out there maybe listening to this and they're not knowledgeable on that investment side. I mean, what advice would you give to them about how they can better improve their business?
If you're a new or newer real estate investor looking to launch or grow your real estate investing business, please check out Investor Fuel Club. It's a coaching community, but unlike anything you've ever seen before. And you can actually partner with members of our mastermind from coast to coast on deals right in your market. There's no better opportunity to build a consistent business than to literally partner with pros to help you avoid costly mistakes, avoid the need for capital to do deals, and help you eliminate your fears as you're starting your business. Learn more about Investor Fuel Club at investorfuel.com/club.
I would say just get into the market every day, man. That's one thing as realtors you have to do, right? You have to be in the market every day, understand what makes a great investment. Even investors, right? You should be getting into the market every day. Understand makes a great investment because yes, you might have a realtor partner that's a friend and you trust and everything else, but when it comes down to it, all investors should understand what goes into making a great deal on a purchase, right? It's not just the agent said it's a great deal, so I did it, and don't trust just the agent's comps, use your own comps and use your own judgment on it because at the end of the day, the agent gets the commission and they move on with their lives and you're still going to be potentially stuck with this property in a flip. And to me, the market's it's a tough market out there. I know it's things are staying on the market a little bit longer and it can be just tough. But as a realtor, what I'm recommending all agents or investors is just understand the market, man. Like really understand what makes a good investment, what areas of town have growth, all of those things. So it's you definitely have to that's the first thing. If anything, if you don't do nothing else as a realtor, do that,
right.
Understand the market. So.
Fair enough. All right. Now let's talk a little bit about our kind of theme today about working with with local banks. What is the benefit of working with a local bank versus a hard money lender, private lender?
Well, I guess what I was hoping to talk about too in that was I actually list and sell a lot of properties and I represent local banks here in our community in the sale of their REO inventory. And I mean, we can talk about that aspect of the local bank versus a hard money lender too.
Yeah, no, I mean, whatever you want to talk about, enlighten us. Let's go.
Yeah, so I would say as realtors, man, finding the opportunity with some local banks is a really great thing, man. I've probably been representing a few local to regional size banks in Louisiana in the sale of their foreclosure REO inventory, and it's been a great thing for my business. I created the opportunity by reaching out to local asset managers and connecting with them, but it was a tough process to get in with them because a lot of people want the opportunity as realtors, right? And I've been able to build trust with those asset managers and get the opportunity to list those properties for sale and help them. And I mean, I've sold millions and millions of dollars worth of REO properties for these local banks, man. And it's a great opportunity if you can set it up the way that I've set it up. And I think what's important is that to create this opportunity, you really have to go out and find a great vendor list, somebody that can clean out houses, somebody that can do rekeys on your locks, somebody that can obviously take care of yard, do these major cleanup type scenarios, right? So you build your network of people and then you bring that to a local bank and you say, hey, I've been in this community a long time. I'm a realtor and I have this built-in network of service providers that can help you with your getting rid of these properties, but not just getting rid of them, actually maximizing the amount of money that the bank can make off of these things, not just fire sailing these properties. And I think that's what a lot of realtors think they're getting into when they get into the REO game, is to fire sale. And that's not what I'm about. I'm about bringing value, cleaning the property up, professional photos, even on a foreclosure, and going in there, man, and really like getting the properties dressed up and getting them listed for sale, and really truly looking at a local bank as a client, just like a seller that I would look at to help them sell their house. So like, that's one thing I think I'm good at. And I think if realtors are listening to this messaging, you know, hey, reach out. I'll show you exactly, be glad to tell you exactly what I did to set up my REO side of the business. And I'd be glad to share a little bit more strategies on how, like, I set that whole thing up.
Yeah.
But that's been a great thing for me.
I was going to ask you, when, you know, you said you went in and you built that trust or whatever with that local bank asset manager. So how you did that, or how you built that credibility, I guess you could say, or however you want to term it, is you went out and just found all those service providers just to kind of say, hey, look, I have it all covered, in a sense.
Absolutely. Yeah. And I think what you're going to find is when you're dealing with these local banks, man, they've been operating at a pretty poor level when it comes to representation from their listing agents that are currently listing their properties, right? They're not professional photos. They're not great descriptions. They're not really preparing these properties for sale, right? And the bank has got a certain amount of money to be able to spend on dressing these properties up. If they can invest $1,000 and get $2,000 out of it, they're going to do that.
Is that something you bring to them? Like, do you say,
yes.
hey, if I can invest $5,000 into this property, I'll be able to sell it for?
Absolutely. Yes. So we definitely bring that kind of stuff to them. I mean, we've gone as far as putting brand new roofs on houses that had a leaking roof, brought in an affordable roofing contractor and did a $8,500 roof, you know, but the foreclosure then had a brand new roof on it. I mean, I've gone as far as that. We've gone as far as, you know, cleaning up different things, repainting if we have to. And it just depends on the property, right? I mean, it's going to depend. I mean, if you're talking about a property that's maybe got a bunch of holes in the walls and you just got to go in and repair a bunch of sheetrock, it's, you know, you're going to do all those things. And as a realtor, I guess it makes sense when you look at it like this. As a realtor, when you are dealing with a seller, you're not going to just list the property right away. You're going to give them a list of, hey, you're going to do this, this, and this, and this, or I'd like for you to do that. And that's going to get you more money. So the same thing with a bank. We do the same thing. And even in more cases with the bank, because they've got the ability sometimes to do something big and they see the value because they're a bank and they're saying, okay, I can do this and I can bring more money in our pocket or net more, sell it quicker or whatever.
Right.
So.
Okay, very cool. If someone wanted to get into doing some stuff like, I mean, getting in touch with the asset managers at local banks or all that, I mean, what advice would you give to someone that wants to do that, wants to kind of follow in what you're doing?
I would say try to identify a few banks in your area that actually hold mortgage debt or paper on their own, they warehouse their own loans, right? Because if you're dealing with a local bank that all they do is make the loan and then they send it off or sell it off, then it's probably not worth your time to try to go after that particular bank, right? But these local banks who are probably small to medium-sized banks, they're holding their own mortgage debt because they're dealing with local people, right? So those are the type of banks to go after. But I think the first question that you kind of need to figure out is, are they holding their own mortgages or not? And or are they selling them off? And if they're holding a large portion of their mortgages, there's a good chance that there is a decent amount of delinquencies, especially right now. Because I mean, we're in an economy where foreclosures are going to be probably higher than ever in 2025 because of the amount of credit card debt in the nation, and all of these things are at record highs of expenses. And look, people are under a lot of pressure. So, getting in there and being that trusted person that they can call when they have, some properties that need to be liquidated. Hey, that's a great position to be in, man. Sometimes I'll get a few at a time, and then we're tasked with getting rid of all 8 properties, just with some local banks. But yeah, to answer your question, to do that, I think you have to really go hyper local, try to identify who the asset managers are or who the REO managers are. They're different titles. Special asset managers, another title that people use. So yeah, just if you can try to identify that person. They're going to be very hard to get in touch with because they are probably dealing with a lot of people on a day-to-day basis. So a great email to them would be good too. Several emails. I mean, the banks that I've gotten, it was several emails and everything else that I've sent, several phone calls that I've gotten to them. But the rewards are, closing hundreds of these REO properties through the years has been a great deal for both the banks and me and my family. So it's definitely worth it because it's a long relationship that you have with these banks. So it's hard to get in touch with them, but if you can identify asset managers, their names, maybe somebody that they work with at the local bank. And you're like, hey, I know Sarah, she's at that bank. And I could call Sarah and say, hey, Sarah, put me in touch with Steve, or hey, make a good recommendation for me for Steve, or have him call me. I'd love to talk with him. I've got some ideas. So that's the kind of the thing. It's just kind of trying to get in touch with that right person at the bank and trying to get that opportunity. But it's not going to come on one phone call. They're not going to be like, oh, hey, Jamie, great to talk to you. And now I'm going to turn over millions of dollars worth of things to you. It's a trust thing, right? They got to trust you. And even if you can get one opportunity from them, let's just say they're not happy with their current person. I mean, go and research these properties that they have listed in the local MLS and say, hey, I think I can do a little bit better than y'all are currently doing with the marketing, and be able to say, hey, we'll come in there, get it cleaned up for you, do professional photos versus the cell phone pictures that the guy took during the rain. We can do better than that
in the dark.
So those are the kind of things that I would recommend doing.
That's all such good. That's all such good stuff, man. That's good nuggets. And if anybody wants to get in touch with you, find out more about what you do, pick your brain, all that, how do they get a hold of you? What's a website you have? I mean, do you have a podcast? Do you have anything else you want to share with our audience?
Yeah, absolutely. I say the best ways that people can get in touch with me is probably on Instagram, at Realtor Jamie Knight, or with my podcast, I do a daily encouragement reel for realtors on at Real South Agents. So that's REAL and then South Agents on Instagram. They can reach out to me there. I am also a realtor at Real Broker. So I'm in a national model, which is another kind of interesting investment standpoint. Kind of another reason I'm selling off some of my real estate is I'm kind of leaning more into helping agents grow their business. And we're building out a network of top tier agents who a lot of them are from the investment background, and they see the value of building generational wealth for their families. So if they're interested in that side of things too, we're just doing a lot of different stuff, man. And I guess that's, I mean, so we do, I also, like I said, the podcast that I do is called Real South Agents. It's live on Spotify, Apple Podcasts. We're up to about 52 episodes. And I basically just interview top realtors from around the South, around the state of Louisiana, and they share exactly what they do to grow their business, and they don't hold back. It's literally like, this is what I'm doing. This is what's working. This is how to grow your YouTube channel. This is how to grow your Instagram. This is how to grow your sphere, your personal network. This is how to buy more REO properties. So it's cool. It's, definitely check it out, for sure. But connect with us on some of those platforms, because that's probably the best place that we can kind of really connect,
Okay.
So,
Yeah. We'll put a lot of your contact stuff down in the show notes so a lot of our folks can get a hold of you. Jamie, man, you shared some great stuff. I hope some realtors out there that are listening to this got some good knowledge, good nuggets on maybe how to boost some business with REO stuff. But guys, I hope you enjoyed the show. Hope you guys got a lot of good nuggets out there, and we'll look forward to seeing you on the next one. Cheers.
Thanks for joining us for today's Real Estate Pros Show. You can learn more about the amazing benefits of the Investor Fuel Mastermind community, including surrounding yourself with hundreds of other rock stars, 100% financing for your deals, and members-only discounts from vendors you're likely already using that, as a member of Investor Fuel, will save you more than the cost of your membership. Visit investorfuel.com to learn more. If you're interested in joining us as a guest of this show, please visit investorfuel.com/pros to apply. You can also check the show notes for access to free resources, how to get access to world-class lead generation, and much more. Don't forget to subscribe so you never miss another episode. Have a great day. We'll see you on the next show.